Here we go, baby. Finally, it is time for us to go ahead and put the Moats QuarterHorse back in the Retro Fox. If you guys don't know, this thing has been sitting here ever since before Ford takeover. I robbed the computer out of this thing and the throttle body to put on this car so that we could get it tuned and get it to Ford takeover. Really the best decision I could have made. But at the same time, this car's sitting over here with nothing. What we're gonna do in this video is pull the factory computer back out of this car. We're gonna put our Moats QuarterHorse, which is sitting over there, in this computer, and I'm just gonna show you how easy it is, and we'll go ahead and load a tune in this thing. Woo. Guys, this is still one of my favorite cars. I love this damn thing. When it's clean, she is a beauty, at least to me anyway. All right. Oh yeah, now you get a ratchet. All right, so to get your factory computer out, it's gonna be tucked up here in your kick panel. It's pretty easy though. You just pull the kick panel off, reach up in there, and there is a cage that you may wanna remove first, or a lot of times they're not even there. But as you can see, my computer's just laying on the floor here. 10 millimeter, take this thing out. I want to go ahead and cover what has been done to this computer to accept the QuarterHorse, because if you guys remember, we used this before. Like I said, the QuarterHorse that was in this is now in the gray car, but there's just a few tabs that you have to bend down out of the way very gently, I might add. And you also want to clean off these connections right here. Other than that, you're pretty much ready. So let's go ahead and open up our box. Of course, this was ordered straight from the Moats website. So I'll put that up for you guys right here so you know what to look for. I like their packaging too. It's simple, but it's effective. They put this thing in bubble wrap, and yeah. I think that's one of those anti-static bags. Yeah. Here is the money maker. Bam. That's it, guys. That is your QuarterHorse. Pretty simple, right? Here's your battery. So your battery is going to keep your memory. It's going to remember your tune, and it's also going to allow us to be able to All right, so pop your fresh battery that comes in the package in. And like I said, you're gonna have to move a few things out of the way, but you'll see it right here, how this thing goes. There you go. That's it. You are installed. All right, so check this out, guys. This is how easy this is. All you gotta do is come in with a new cord, bam, plug it in, and now you can tune your FoxBody. Oh yeah, by the way, Mac users, yeah, sorry, you can't tune with a MacBook, but if you got an old Windows laptop or something like that, you can. So this is not going to be a how-to necessarily. I just want to show you guys just how easy it is. There we go. So as I've mentioned before, you have an option to buy a license. What this license does is allow you to tune your own car, essentially. So when you plug in, you can make changes to the chip here, to the QuarterHorse. So that's what we have. That's what this is. They send you this if you purchase it. There are cheaper options, but your USB dongle is going to be very universal. And this is a good example of that, because we're going to plug this into this computer, which is the computer I use to tune the gray car. And it's also going to be able to tune this chip as well. We got Leach Motorsports on the phone right now. We got Matt on the phone. Do you want to like just kind of elaborate a little bit and explain to people like how the different computers like an A9P and an A9L will have different strategies?
Yeah. I mean, really, for the Mass Air FoxBody stuff, you're dealing with three possible strategies. One of them is a real oddball, and you're not going to see it hardly at all. But there's two that are pretty common. GUF1 that gets used for the automatic transmission cars, pretty much all the different flavors, and then GUFB is for all the stick shift variations out there for the most part. And the logic, you know, the strategy, if you think about what is a strategy is like a series of settings. It's saying, here's all the different parameters you can adjust, and we have logic that makes it all work together. It's like, here's the tools you can use. But nice. Then what you have to do is you have to build a calibration on top of that, and that's how you choose to set those settings. So like the factory computers, even though there were 5 or 6 different manual transmission computers, they all run off one strategy, but each one has its own calibration, and there are differences.
I went to load this thing up and tune it. It was one of the things that I forgot, so I figured why not, you know, we were on the phone, go ahead and include this. But guys, look, it's this simple, okay? This computer is laying on the table. As you can see, it has nothing more than the battery that is in the chip itself, right? And we are able to write a tune. I'm just gonna keep you on the phone for a second. So it's a Guff B, okay? So we're gonna load that up. Yep. All right, and now what we're gonna do is go up here to our open calibration. Now, I think the last tune that we did on this car was somewhere around December, if I'm not mistaken, on the red car. Because it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. So we're gonna go ahead, at least for right now, and load this tune right here, okay? And check this out, guys. Look how easy this is. As it's sitting on the table, you can see it loading, and it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish up my conversation with Matt, but hey, huge shout out to Leach Motorsports. They're killing it over there. If you guys need anything done, look them up. It's the Leach 405 on Instagram, and obviously Leach Motorsports on YouTube. So Matt, hey man, I appreciate you so much for helping me out here. And,
no problem, man. I appreciate you like always, brother.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, I'll catch back up with you once we throw this thing in the car. Guys, you just missed it. So you wonder if, you know, my neighbors are going to get mad at me for doing burnouts in the driveway and things like that. My neighbor's over there doing a burnout right now. I was like, what's that noise? He's over there doing a burnout. So. All right, before we start this thing up, let me go ahead and remind you what this is. This is a stock bottom end 302. Guys, when I bought this car, the guy told me that the engine was going to have to be rebuilt. This thing was leaking from everywhere, but this is the same engine that has been in this car from the day that I bought it. It's got a Vortech V3 SI with the Heritage gears in it, B303 cam, stock lower intake with a Hartman upper intake. That's pretty much it. Headers, you know, 75mm throttle body, stuff like that. We got the tune loaded in the car, and I'm gonna go ahead and bust this thing off. All right, well, as you can see, it's just that easy. So huge shout out to Matt over at Leach Motorsports. I appreciate you so much, man. This tune has been flawless in this car. This thing idles great. I love driving the Retro Fox. And now, both of these cars are back on the road. Actually, all three, because we did think that the Terminator X was messed up in this car, but it's not. It's not, guys. All three cars are running. Our new transmission will be here this week for this car, built AOD with 4R70W internals, Sonax drums, extra clutches. This thing is going to be awesome. Transco shift kit. This thing's going to be the truth, guys. It will be getting a supercharger as well at some point, so we're going to have to kind of pit these two against each other. We are going to get the draggy out, and we're going to test this car again. I don't feel like it's going to be super fast, just because you know, it does have drag radials on it, but on the street it's probably not going to really run that good. This thing does have stock suspension on it, so you can't ask for a whole lot. And we need to get this heavy speaker box out of the back of this thing, because it weighs 100 pounds, no exaggeration. So I need to get that out. This car though is running phenomenal. This car's running great, guys. To be a 306, you know, with nothing more than heads and a cam and an intake, it runs really, really good to have an AOD in it. I'm loving the AOD. I do not regret this, not one bit. This car obviously is a TKX turbo car, 347 dark block. This is a different animal up here. When I get the time, we are going to draggy test all three of these cars right here. And I feel like this one's going to be probably second place. That's going to be first. And of course, that's going to be last. But If I had to pick a car right now that, you know, to get in the morning and go to work early in the morning, it's probably going to be the Carbon Fox, just because it's so freaking easy with the automatic. I know there's a lot of hate out there for the automatics. I get it. You guys just don't like them. You grew up that way, whatever the case may be. But a built automatic car is actually really, really fun and can be super quick. This car over here, you got to get your gears. That one, it ain't gonna miss gears. If you need any tuning, anything like that, check out Leach Motorsports, guys. They have been nothing but awesome with me. I love their tunes. They're conservative, but they're also very efficient with their tuning, so that's a good thing. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. And as always, thanks for watching.